as far as our top players. But I mean, Indy at home losing big to the Jags, 62-31.
Yeah, it's funny that you say that because actually up until this week, I always thought the home team had an advantage in this season. It seemed like every game I played on the road, no matter how I tried to avoid a mistake, it was inevitable. So yeah, 62-31 on the road. Bortles with 8 touchdowns. It's crazy.
Yeah, huge win for Jacksonville. Next game on our list is Patriots at the Fins. And Patriots were definitely around the top of the league for a while. I think they did take a few losses, but they pull out this victory versus the Dolphins, 19-14. Again, the away team actually pulls out this victory.
Yeah, I think they actually played this game during NFL football. So I peeked in a few times, and the Patriots were down 14-3 late in the third quarter. So I actually thought it was a wrap for them. But, of course, Brady pulled it out on the road. It fits the theme. And I think they win the AFC East because of that victory.
Wow, goddamn Brady. Brady does what Brady does, huh? Okay, that leads us to our favorite Brady hater, Buffalo Bills. Now, this actually had to been the viewer's choice game of the week. We got Lord Farquaad going against Kiss the Baby, the Jets. Jets are at home. Farquaad's coming in off a game that he actually needs to win to get this playoff push going, but he just couldn't pull it out. The Jets were way too much, too aggressive on defense, too aggressive on offense, too aggressive on special teams. The Jets did just everything right, pulling out this game 35-3.
Yeah, the Jets left it all out there. Rookie Darren Lee, I think, had a big game, 2 pick sixes, if I remember correctly, from the tweets. And yeah, they came to play. If the Pats lose, all 3 teams finish 8-8 in that division. So that was a big game for the Jets, big game for Buffalo. But the Patriots make that all null and void, finishing 9-7. Jets and Bills 8-8.
Exactly. Now, one of my favorite matchups of Week 17, the Browns versus the Steelers. Now, this game, I mean, you got 2 great top-notch players. You got King Vitamin with the Browns going against that boy good, Pittsburgh Steelers, black and yellow, the Bumblebees. But the roster for the Pittsburgh Steelers have been looking kind of depleted. They were one of these teams that got hit with the injury bug. I think they got something like about 10 guys on IR or ER or AR, some kind of I mean,
10 on IR.
It's all bad.
You got 10 on IR, 8 in the ER. Yeah, that's crazy.
Jesus, man, it is all bad for the roster. Exactly. But Cleveland Browns come in and pull this one out. Against the Steelers at home, 28-23. A huge game here.
Yeah, I like King Vitamin's gameplay, real methodical. He takes what you give him. I didn't watch that game, not even a second of it, but I'm sure it was a good one. That boy Good is pretty good. He's dealing with a lot of injuries, but I hope he's able to at least win a couple playoff games until he gets some of those guys back.
Correct. He was pretty upset at that Week 16 injury list.
So that's crazy.
Yeah, crazy. I think he only had about 6 or 8 on the list and ended up with 200. But anyway, so lastly we got your game, SJ Fresh Go Bomb with the Arizona Cardinals over my hometown, LA Rams, with my boy H-Town 00. The Rams couldn't pull this out. SJ Fresh, it looks like you beat him. You beat my home team, LA Rams, 26-13. Can you give us any good news on the Cardinals? What do we have to look forward to? Looks like you got a spot locked up.
That game wasn't as easy as it may look, 26-13. I started to sweat a little bit third quarter because it just seemed like I don't even know who his quarterback. I don't even think his quarterback is actually a real person. Like I don't even know. He had like 30 scrubs starting. It was pretty crazy, but he just kind of dinked and dunked his way down the field. And,
right.
It was a struggle for sure, but yeah, we pulled it out.
Yeah, and then those Los Angeles Rams, their roster definitely looks something similar to the Steelers. I mean, just riddled with broken toes, broken elbows, concussions. I saw some guy out for 25 weeks. I guess that's until next year when he comes back, right?
Yeah. He was dealing with a lot of injuries. I'm so glad I didn't have to chase around Tavon Austin. Michael Floyd, had 5 catches, 113 yards, which was like the first big game he had. Too bad I chose not to pay him because that's what I expected all season. So he'll be a free agent, I think. Yeah, it was a tough out to take out JB Blaze there.
Yeah, JB Blaze, a couple of things have changed. Hopefully, he can get some things turned around. But just to run through a few of these games that have not been played before we get to our playoff list. Looks like we got the Giants against the Skins, the Texans against the Titans, which actually should be a very, very good game. I know the Texans have put on a little streak as of late. They're trying to make a little push. The Packers and the Lions. The Packers are a great team. Coming in off of, I think, a few games on the winning streak. Bears and Vikings, this should definitely be a good game. We got Mittens and your boy Hamilton going at it. Cowboys and Eagles. Now, this one should definitely be, one of the ones that we're going to be looking forward to. The Eagles have locked up a playoff game spot already.
Yeah, the Eagles have they got the number one seed. I think the Cowboys need this win to stay alive in the playoff race. But the Eagles have the number one seed locked up. So we'll see if he does like the Steelers and benches some of the starters or goes all out and tries to win some awards. We'll see what he does. But
hopefully he keeps his foot on the gas. There's been a few times where we've seen guys let up off the gas and things have gone all bad, whether it's, injuries or, he still doesn't want to get hit with that loss. But that should be a good game to watch as it does have playoff implications. Lastly, we're looking at the Raiders and the Broncos, which should be a great game. Chiefs at Chargers. Your boy Chargers has been on a losing streak, but he pulled out a great win versus the Browns the week before, so he's looking to kind of end it on a good note, as well as the Chiefs coming in. I think he's been away for a little bit, but hopefully, his team can do something. And then lastly, another playoff implication game that we might have, which are my Seahawks and the 49ers, which we tried to play a little earlier, but some technical difficulties happened during our game. But but a great game thus far. It'll be played hopefully later on today, if not tomorrow. If not, hopefully the Sim guys will be on your boy's side. Shout out to the Seahawks and the Green. So with that being said, we will definitely audible right now. Omaha to the playoff race. And just kind of kicking things off, looking at these teams, at least the top 8, whether it's NFC, you got the Eagles sitting at the top spot at 13-2. Now, the thing that kind of surprises me about the Eagles is he's actually lost. His 2 losses have come at home. So, this should be an interesting game, playoff for the Eagles, as they do have home field advantage. So, I don't know. His only 2 losses have come at home. He has home field advantage, so he will definitely probably have to change some things around. I don't know if it's penalties, the crowd, just get nervous, but he'll definitely have to change some things around there. Next on the list is the Steelers. Again, he's hoping to get some guys back. That list of injuries is long as shit, longer than a map. But it's 12. He's sitting at 12-4, and he's put up 409 points, only given up 281 through 17 weeks. So he's sitting pretty good. What do you like about the Steelers?
I like the Steelers. They're loaded on offense. Shazier on defense. The corners are a little weak, but Gilbert helps them out. So I think the Steelers still will figure out that first win, and then they should get a few players back for the second game. And I still think the Steelers will come out the AFC.
Okay. I like that pick. I do like the Bumblebees coming out. Again, that boy Good is a great player. Whether it's the practice squad or the starters, I mean, he can definitely, get some W's. This guy's a great player. Next, we got your Cardinals sitting at 12-4. Now, I would not be remiss by saying you are on a six-game winning streak after, coming back from a little hiatus. But good stuff to you on getting back on the sticks and coming with these wins, man. Great job last week. I know we had a good game that came down to the fourth quarter, maybe the last couple drives, but you put on a good streak.
That was a crazy game. I felt like I was going to lose the entire game. I was a little late picking on my daughter because of that game.
I wish you would have lost.
I was stressed out, frustrated, angry. I was yelling, screaming. Luckily, nobody was here but me. But that was a classic right there. I think it's archived. So yeah, that was a classic game.
Yeah,
the Honey Badger came through with a clutch interception. Should have been a pick six. It was crazy. I think that actually not scoring a pick six helped me because I left you a little time to come back. So yeah, that was a crazy game. That was a crazy game.
True, definitely. Good job on pulling that out. Always a good game versus you. We're in the same division conference, so it'll always be a battle. Next is the Raiders coming in at 10-5, 2-game winning streak, 6 home wins against 2 home losses. Again, so 2 of his 5 losses have come at home. He'll definitely be a good guy to watch in the playoffs. Raiders he's already made a few good trades, so I know even though he's in the playoffs, he's looking forward to the offseason, and next season this guy will be stacked.
There's rumors of Kevin White joining the Raiders next year. We don't know how true they are, but Kevin White should be joining Amari Cooper in that receiving corps. So we'll see how that works out. But because someone could always come in and undercut him, and then what?
That is true. And Kevin White going to the Raiders, we might need to talk to the commission about that. But anyway, we're moving on to the Jags at 11-5. This guy's put up 461 points, only giving up 363, just coming off a win. Unfortunately, he's got like 5 losses at home. 8 wins on the road. Talk to me about these Jags in the AFC South.
8 touchdowns in that last game versus the Colts. So I think they're ready for a playoff run. I think they're ready. Yeah, you score 8 touchdowns on the road, you're ready to go. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah. I think he's tuned up and ready. Whoever his first opponent is, you might want to go on auto. So now that brings us to the Bucks. Again, the Bucks coming off a big win versus the Carolina Panthers. So this put them at 10-6. Again, they're coming off looking at a great home record of 6-2. Only 2 losses at home of the 6 total losses. So the Bucks, a great player. This guy's definitely looking to make a push in the playoffs and kind of see what he can do, make his mark in the NFC.
Yeah, 10-6. I don't think that was one big loss to the Saints. I think they actually won 9-0. The Saints did. So other than that might be the Bucks' only loss so far. So I'm sure he's ready for a playoff push. It might be without Jameis Winston, but Mike Glennon seems serviceable at least. So we'll see how that works out.
Definitely. And before I get to what I call the 3 amigos, which are the 3 teams sitting at 9-6, I actually want to push down to the Browns. Now the Browns, again, they're sitting at 10-6. They're on a win streak of 1. They put up 445 points, only giving up 408. Home wins at 6, home losses at 2. The Browns, again, a great player, a hard-nosed player, one of the guys who's always at the top. The Browns are looking to make some noise, right?
Yeah, I think the Browns might need a few pieces to do what he wants to do, but at 10-6, he's still pulling out the W. So, yeah, I wouldn't look past the Browns if you have to face them in the playoffs.
Right. Exactly. And so it looks like the Packers have gotten a playoff spot at 9-6. Um, they have 3 home losses, 5 home wins. They've only putting up 335 points. So that's not really near the top of kind of what the other playoff guys are doing, but they've only given up 312 points. So, I mean, they're definitely doing something on defense. Looks like they probably need to kind of kick some things around for offense, but they got a playoff spot, and they're looking to kind of keep their season going, year one.
Yeah, I haven't tuned into many Packers games, but I did watch for a minute the one with you and the Packers. And I
Right.
think it was like 0-0 after the first, maybe even after the second. Aaron Rodgers struggled a little bit, but he still pulled it out. So as long as you got Aaron Rodgers back there, you still have a chance no matter what. So yeah, the Packers, I'm sure is ready to get a playoff W.
Definitely. Now that brings us to the Cowboys, the Texans, and my beloved Seahawks. So we're all sitting at 9-6. We have the last game to play. There are playoff implications everywhere. All kind of storylines surrounding these 3 teams and their opponents. The Cowboys have put up 357 points, allowed 379. The Texans, again, one of those great teams which have, had a rough patch in the beginning but have put it together at the end. 374 points for, 375 points allowed, which are extremely similar to the Cowboys. And then you got my Seahawks at 9-6, scoring a whopping 422 points, but and only allowing 306. So I mean, these 3 teams are looking to kind of get to 10-6 and not 9-7 going into this last week. Um,
Right.
this last week is really going to be a push to kind of see who's going to earn these last few spots.
Yeah, I think the Broncos are even still alive at 8-7 right now. They need some help, but if they get this win and get that help, I think they can sneak in and cause a problem or two with that defense.
Definitely. And with that being said, that's kind of like our playoff outlook right now over the for the top teams in the
Sure.
AFC and NFC. And just to kind of swing a little audible to you, SJ, right now. No huddle, no huddle. You like that?
Screen.
I'm on the stat screen now, SJ, and so just kind of like going through the stats and what some of the top players have done on offense and defense. Right now, I'm looking at the top offenses stats right now, and the Steelers coming in with 7,525 yards of total offense. 6,161 of those being gained. Passing yards sitting at almost at 5,000 passing yards. Jags are under him with about 4,600 passing yards. I mean, some of these top guys are putting up yards out the wazoo. I mean, look at the Jags. They just put up 62 points.
Yeah, I need to figure out what playbook they're using and copy it. But I even think the Steelers used Mark Sanchez a few games, so that's amazing right there because he's terrible, as we all know.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, but again, that's a testament to the Steelers and his stick skills. And
Right.
then under that on offense, you got to look at what the Eagles are doing. I mean, 4,000 passing yards, over 1,400 rushing yards. So he's actually he's in the 4,000 club, but he's actually probably got the most rushing yards out of all the guys in the 4,000 passing club. So yeah, he's a well balanced player. Again, those home losses will definitely haunt him, as he is the team to have the home field advantage. So hopefully he can shore those up. And the Panthers are next in the 4,000 club with 4,300 yards passing. I mean, Cam Newton, what can you say about Cam? I mean, they didn't pull out the last game, but I mean, this guy's had a hell of a year.
Yeah, I'm surprised to see the Panthers. Well, not surprised, but I didn't think the Panthers would be this high, fifth in offense at 7-9. So I think C. Rob will figure it out.
Yeah, and these next 2 guys, I mean, you just kind of look at their storylines. The Chargers, he's coming in with 4,000 passing yards. but a lot of those passing yards have come, unfortunately, because he's been down a lot. He comes in with a record of 5-10. Your boy Joe Dowd is a great player, but he's got to kind of get used to the CFM style players and kind of the things that are going on as far as those rules. But once he gets those things locked down, he's got the passing yards to foot the bill. Needs to get those rushing yards up. He just shy about 50 yards of 1,000 yards rushing, so he can probably maybe be looking for a back in the draft or something. I don't know.
Right. A little balance there would help, because once everyone knows you're pass happy and they play the pass, then it's a wrap. So you definitely have to mix it up, and I think he'll be focused to improve next year too.
Exactly. And then the next three guys we have just near the top of offense. They're in the 3,000 club. The Giants, the Raiders, and the Bengals. Definitely great teams. You got Odell Beckham. You got top receivers. Shut up. Have you seen his Jack Links commercial? This guy is a fucking nut, man. Something's wrong with this guy. But anyway, so the Raiders next. Again, we talked about his receiving core, the things that he plans to do next year, and then the Bengals. He's put up 3,000 yards, over 1,600 yards rushing, 24 points per game. This guy's doing big things.
Yeah, the Raiders are ready to go. Like we said before, he has a visit schedule, which I don't even know is within the rules. He has an off-season visit scheduled already with Kevin White, so we'll see how that pans out. But yeah, the Raiders seem like they're ready to make some playoff noise. I even think he dealt with a few injuries this year with Derek Carr being out and playing with Sudfeld and the other backup they have in Oakland. So league standing number 4. I think the Raiders are ready to make some noise too.
Very true. Now, SJ, just switching over to the defensive side of the ball, which happens to be my favorite side of the ball. As they say, defense wins championships, and you gotta love championships. You know what I mean? Right. But sitting at the top defensively right now in the Dynasty CFM are the Vikings. The Vikings, coming in, allowing 3,000 passing yards, but only giving up 650 rushing yards.
The Vikings shut me out like 18-0. I think the score was. I'm not going to make an excuse. I was fresh off 8 days off, but shut me out. I couldn't do anything. Pass, run, return punts, return kicks. I couldn't do anything. So he has that defense rolling. Maybe a different QB to fit his system would help, but that defense is a problem.
A problem. Coming in with a whopping 13 fumble recoveries. So he's definitely got his finger on that R1 button. Next we have the beloved, the infamous, or maybe not so infamous, San Francisco 49ers. Now these guys, coming in with a whopping 30 sacks, only gaining 4 fumble recoveries, but 20 interceptions. And he loves to wear the all black. Not sure if he's trying to make a statement or anything like that, but the 49ers coming in with the number 2 defense.
Yeah, I know we're talking about defense here, but I think they accidentally put Steve Young attributes on Blaine Gabbert. When I played him, I sat back and I was waiting for him to throw interceptions to me, but it ultimately won the game for him because I was in zone just waiting on picks, but he was just dotting me up across the field, and I'm like, this is Blaine Gabbert, like, what's going on here? Like, what?
I hear you.
But yeah, obviously his defense is ready to rock too. Revis, Buckner is good. Yeah. I think it has what's that crazy dude from the Cowboys? Is beating up chicks. What's his name?
Oh my God. We might not want to promote his name on here. But anyway, so the 49ers have come in with the number 2 defense. Definitely looking to kind of do some things in the offseason to get that offense turned around. But he should definitely be a good player come next year. Then we're sitting on the Broncos. Another great defensive team coming in, only allowing 879 yards rushing, coming in with a whopping 36. I repeat, 36 interceptions on the year. 36. I mean,
Chris Harris. Yeah, that secondary is top 3 cornerbacks over with higher than the 80 overall. Plus Von Miller. I mean, that's DeMarcus Ware. Yes. Wolf, that's a problem here. So,
it's a problem.
No surprise here. No surprise here.
Okay.
I just hope they don't make the playoffs, right? So nobody.
and the Broncos have only given up 247 points. So I mean, these guys are doing something good on that side of the ball. Again, they are the top 3, coming in 3rd in top defensive teams of 2017, so they're looking to definitely make a push. Next is your discount double check. The Packers, the Cheeseheads, coming in with 29 sacks, allowing just over 1,000 yards rushing. Again, these interceptions are, these guys are playing great football on the back end. He's coming in with 37 interceptions on the season so far.
Yeah, just like Madden 16, Clinton Dix is a remarkable safety on this game. He's like in position every play, it seems like. So, with the great user behind that, I mean, you're going to be in the top 10 no matter what.
True, definitely. And the next 3 teams, kind of just to put them together, and again, just crazy storylines, which we've kind of already gone through with these teams. But the Bucks are next to round out the top 10, along with myself. The Seahawks coming in with a whopping 50 sacks. And then lastly is the Eagles. Again, this Eagles team coming in with only 2 losses, a top 10 defense, only allowing 863 yards rushing, 3,000 yards passing, 226 points allowed, which is a low. Now his sack record is he's only got 27 sacks. So the other way that he's doing it is through the air. He's 38 interceptions. So I mean, these interceptions are coming. The top 10 guys are whether it's interceptions or sacks, they got something brewing on defense. So that's definitely the formula that's working in our league this year.
Yeah, I think he might have the former Buffalo Bill, Leotis McKelvin. He also has Gilmore, so that's a pretty formidable tandem right there. Those 2 losses at home is good information, though. I'm writing that down. There's no pressure on you, Elliot Ness. There's no pressure there.
Zero pressure, Ness.
You lost 2 home games, and if I come to you, you've already lost 2, so that's good information. Thank you.
Of course. Now, obviously there are, things and cliches in the game. The whole third down is you win everything on third down. So, I mean, to kind of just go over to our conversion rating, just to kind of rattle off maybe the top 5 of, who's converting. Because if you're converting, that means your offense is still on the field. Your opposing defense is still on the field. Those guys are getting tired. So towards the end of the game, it's just going to make for bad news when your defense is tired and you can't stop anybody. But just to kind of run through these conversions. Yeah, very key. Very key.
Drive live, that's key right there, yeah.
Exactly. So the Jags are coming in with the top, conversion rating on third down. And then next, again, are the Eagles. Y'all gotta kind of look at them all the time. The Bucks rounding out the top 3. The Bengals and the Browns would cap off the top 5. But again, like you said, these conversions keep you going. They keep drives going. You're moving the ball. These are all good things. You're putting hopefully the opportunity to put points on the board, which is what you need to win games. You always need, obviously, 1 point more than your other team. So looking at that conversion statistic, those guys are at the top for a reason. They're at the top of their game.
Yeah, yeah. I never looked at this stat before, but I figured I was near the bottom, and I am. Carson Palmer lets me down third down consistently. So yeah. Again, good information because that's something I need to work on right there.
Yeah, definitely should be a focus point for everybody staying on the field.
Right, sure.
Right, yeah, and obviously if you're staying on the field, unless you're the Steelers and have Martavius Bryant and Ben Roethlisberger's arm and you're just going deep, you're probably near or around the red zone sometime near that drive. So so kind of audibling over to the red zone efficiency, which is a great stat because when you're in the red zone, obviously you want to score, whether it's 3 or it's 7. Obviously, the 7 is a lot better than 3, but at least to get something because it's going to give you and your team confidence. But the Browns are actually leading the red zone efficiency with 25 touchdowns and 9 rushing touchdowns. I mean, this guy, when he gets near the 20, watch out because, I'm not sure what can stop him. Zone, man, this guy will definitely find a way to get in. He's sitting at 85% efficiency in the red zone, along with the Texans, again, who has the storyline of, he was losing the games. And, he made a point to kind of change things around.
Scale things back a little bit.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Dial things down, make everything manageable, like you said. He's sitting at number 2 with 23 offensive touchdowns, only 6 field goals. So, this guy's definitely putting the ball in the end zone. And the Raiders, with a whopping 28 touchdowns and, 12 rushing touchdowns in the end zone. I don't know. Is it toss sweep or this ain't Madden 16, right? So the halfback toss is not what it is it, SJ?
It might be. I don't know. I'll ask him in private, see what he say.
Right. DM on the Lolo, right?
Yeah.
And then, just to kind of round out, just the top things on those boards for the red zone, you got the Raiders, Seahawks, Steelers, and the Colts. Again, these are good players, good teams. Again, if you're around that red zone, you're looking to make some points or some noise down there. So, it's definitely vital, and this is a great thing to look at, these stats, when it comes to the red zone, because this kind of lets you know which teams are putting points on the board.
Right, and that's the great thing about our league. We have 30 users, 32 users who all have their own style and they make it work for them. Some more willing to make adjustments than others, and I think that's the key to winning and losing. So some of these statistics right here will show you that the teams that made adjustments towards mid-season are in the playoff race at the end of the season.
Gotcha. Yeah. Now, SJ, just kind of keeping along those lines, and Omaha, we got to do the Audible. So right now, I've actually gone to the award